Well, hello. Norm here. It's been a while, so I thought I would record a video to update about what's happening. As you may be able to tell, I am in a different location, and that is because I have just recently bought a condo. So, if I were to look through here or show you around, we can do a little bit of a tour as I intend to turn this place into a office slash place for creativity and reading and writing, and hopefully build one of those crazy artist rooms that are full of chaotic mess and papers, etc., but chock full of imagination and essentially writing pieces. So those are one of the things that I aspire to have and possess. So having to buy a place for myself is a huge achievement, and I'll talk about that more in a bit, but I'll do a quick tour. So we have the condo. It is a 2-bedroom apartment. I'll show that in a bit. A 2-bedroom apartment with a small living room, and more importantly, a balcony that leads to the outside. A small little wooden space or wooden furniture here that's left by the previous owner, and a little view. Although it's full of just other people's balconies, but I think that's okay. It feels like a really good foundation for some renovations that I'm planning to do. I'll talk about that in a bit. It's a little shower, bathroom, bedroom space here. A large closet. And probably the most important thing is this. Let me just turn on the light here. This looks a bit ominous right now, but essentially this is going to be the second bedroom turned into an office, where that closet's going to be destroyed. That is going to be hopefully removed, or at least covered, because there's like a gap in the walls. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but there is a gap that leads to the outside there. This bed will be removed as well, since it's by the previous owner. And it leads directly to the toilet right here, and then back to the living space. So we are going to turn this into essentially where I will write, where I will design, where I will create, where I will tinker with life and imagination, etc. I have some plans around that, but we shall see. But as you can see, it is bare bones, and you might be able to tell this, but there are some labels on some of the parts. Here, there as well. There's a crack in the ceiling. Essentially what happened is that there are defects in this place, since it's quite an older property. And so I've had a defect checker check to see what do I need to do some deep renovations on, from, fixing up the walls to fixing switches to cracks in the ceiling. What are some other things that we have to plan for? But yeah, I'm excited, and this has been the one thing that I've been looking for a very, very long time. There's not much at the moment, but sooner or later we're bound to see some more updates, and I'll probably make videos about those too. But yeah, that's the actual tour of it, bare bones. But I really would rather want to talk about why I'm getting a place. Some people would say purchase a place, some people would say a rent. And there are pros and cons to each. You're tied down to a contract according to this thing that you possess. And rent, you're free to be more agile when it comes to any changes in circumstance. But there's something about purchasing a place for me that feels extremely meaningful. And this is due to my childhood growing up. I don't know how else to say this, but I grew up very spoiled. Everything was given to me. Everything was spoon-fed to me. And what that meant was, as much as it was leading to a comfortable life, it meant that I didn't possess anything. Nothing is ever mine. Everything is borrowed. And when you grow up comfortably defaulting to the state of using borrowed items your entire life, when you're thrown into the independent deep end, you wouldn't know what to do. And I've had to learn that
on the go with being far away from family and then learning how to rent and learning how to like cook and clean and possess things and now I'm back in Malaysia and it's been a few years, yet I'm still living on a borrowed life, borrowed items, living in the house with my family, etc. Which is great. It's comfortable. It saves money, but I really just wanted to I wanted to have my own place. I wanted to have my own independence. I wanted to have my own sovereignty. Sovereignty is such a huge, meaningful word to me. Whether it's physical sovereignty or digital sovereignty, whether it's the domains that you possess or your social media presence or your proximity around the world or the place that you can call home, the location that you come back to every day at the end of a hard day's work. The fact that I can call all this as mine, like this is my wall, this is my fan, this is my lights, these are my carpets, although I'm going to get rid of a lot of them. There's something powerful about that. Because you can now possess and calmly say that you're responsible for all these things and that you earned it and that it's yours. And to me, that means a lot more than the logical or pragmatic pros and cons of renting versus buying. So I just decided to do that. And I actually really liked the process, although it took a lot longer than the average person would. Normally it'll take like 3 to 4 months for you to get the place, but for some reason it took me 6, and that's because of some complicated financial reasons, not to get too much into that. But ultimately, I got the place, and I'm very, very happy. I wanted to build something called my Monument Sanctuary, and I'll get into that probably as I take more notes, and maybe I'll do like a live stream surrounding that specific or particular definition. But a sanctuary is a home that you can express in that can elevate particular functions that you want to maximize on. So for me, it'll be writing, it'll be creating, it'll be tinkering. And I've decided to then, change the second bedroom into a place to write. Or instead of the usual furniture that you would find in common themes for renovating, I wanted to find a Bureau desk, or Bureau desk, I don't know. It's those desks where it's like a writing desk and then it folds into like a closet or a cupboard thing, a drawer thing, and then it flips out to become a writing space. I'm looking for that as well. I wanted to line up the walls of bookshelves of all the books I've collected. I wanted to have a space where friends can come in and chat and hang out. Probably get a different table because these are old and a bit rickety, and essentially a sofa bed as well because maybe some of the friends want to stay over. There is actually space available. I'm either thinking that or a futon setup where I would have tatami mats on the floor to have people stay in, and I think it'd be great. It's been a long time coming. I've been stressing out over this the whole time. There's been so many uncertainties where I wasn't sure if I was going to get this place. I wasn't sure if they're going to rescind the contract, they're going to reject me, they're going to think of me as too much of an unknown, too risky, I wasn't going to get good rates, or the timeline will be so long that there's no point actually doing any form of proceeding with it. But, finally here, and I'm very, very happy. This is all in alignment as well with the recent thing that came up, and that I lost my domain. I lost my website domain. If you were to search it up now, it turned into basically an illegal business website of like 18 plus adult stuff. And so I lost my work, my body of work, I lost my brand, my appearances in different places all point to that website. And so I've had to find out how to edit all of that. And trying to get the domain back is $3,000. I don't have $3,000 just out there at the ready. So yeah, I am mortified by that, but it's also exciting because at the same time that I'm building this place, I now have the chance to reset my online presence and basically mold my sanctuary into both a physical and a digital transformation. That is going to be a lot more suited to who I am as a person now, since I've had that domain since 7 years ago. Which makes sense because 7 years, well, it's a long time. I've gone through life coaching recently for 3 months, and the coach that I'm working with he mentions that every 7 years there is a large transition to be made. And I think this is the year that transformation is going to be made tangible and visible. And it tracks because my body of work started 7 years ago. And now it's going to be even more with this new place. So hopefully we'll see more ways in which I can articulate all of my imaginations, my thoughts, my different note-taking structures, thoughts on podcasting, thoughts on different intangible concepts. I am trying to figure out another way to spread my domains out so that it's all not in one domain. I think there's a way to do that, and I gotta figure that out. Yeah, I'm back. It's not that's the norm anymore. It's just gonna be norm, and I'll change my branding soon enough. Well, I have a brand name in my head, but I'm not ready to announce it yet until I buy the domains, learn how to code up the site, and yeah, excited. If you are watching this, let me know if there's anything you think would be a good fit to put into this condo, this apartment, this sanctuary of mine. I call it my sanctuary, but the full name is the Monument Sanctuary, and a monument in this case is a list of functions that you want to emphasize in terms of priorities. So priority 1, priority 2, 3, 4. And a sanctuary helps you maximize those functions, but a monument sanctuary helps you has intentional spaces for those functions to accelerate or be amplified in. So you can think of these as specific corners of the apartment that are dedicated to something. So that room is for writing. This place is for reading. This place is for working out, something like that. To have it a lot more intentional than the usual concepts you see in interior design, I want it to be more of a functional interior design for me. So I'll have to work with a contractor on that. There's quite a few things that need to be done here. Some of the tiles are cracking and they might fall off of the roof or off the near the ceiling. So I have to make sure that's filled up or replaced. I want to replace all of the floors with wooden tilings or wooden plankings and remove some of the larger furnitures. I don't need that bed or that cupboard. I might still need this one. I'll just repaint it. There are some spiritual items or objects here that are left behind by the previous owner. I probably should get rid of them or donate them somewhere. Replace the lights, get a bed, get internet, turn on the water. Yeah, excited. It's like my own little tinkering project. And I get to enjoy it. All me. So yeah, it's been a long time. Thank you very much for watching this. Any questions, etc., any comments, let me know, and I'll do my best to reply. Maybe I'll reply from here or reply from a new email. And yeah, my note-taking self will be back very, very soon. Take care.